my throat. Daddy said, girl, the world don't know. Mama just smiled and fixed my braids. Said, wear your heels like you don't need saved. I learned to drive in a borrowed Ford. Windows down, boots on the floor. Lipstick red like a warning sign, and a temper that flared just like mine. I wasn't made for sitting still, not built for begging, not shaped to kneel. I leave a mark when I walk away, and I don't ask twice if I know the way. I'm lipstick and gasoline, sweet on the surface, but I burn too clean. If you love me, love all the mess, not just the lace and the Sunday dress. I'll kiss you deep, I'll ride unseen, but don't confuse me with gasoline dreams. I'm the girl who leaves, not the one who pleads. Lipstick and gasoline. I've had lovers with empty plans, hands like stone and paper hands. They lit me up but couldn't stay, too scared of a woman who won't obey. I've cried on porches and fought like hell, thrown rings in lakes I knew too well, but I still rise in every fall with a heart that don't scare at all. Don't want a cage, don't need a king, just someone who won't clip my wings. I've run through fire with bare feet and dance where pain and freedom meet. I'm lipstick and gasoline, shiny and sharp and built for speed. I hold your hand, but not your chain. If you love me, you love the flame. No fairy tales or movie screens, just busted roads and rebel dreams. I'm the one who leaves if I can't breathe. Lipstick and gasoline. I ain't cold, I'm just real. I break to feel, I feel to heal. I don't want safe, I want the storm. The thunder is where my truth was born. I'm lipstick and gasoline, can't be caged or kept too clean. If I love you, it's full and loud, a wildfire kiss in a smoky crowd. So take the wheel or let me steer, but don't you try to drive through fear. I'm not a spark, I'm the whole damn scene. Lipstick and gasoline.
Mama spoke with thunder in her teeth, soft smile, the spine like a cedar tree. She fixed the roof with her own two hands and called down heaven with a gospel band. She said, baby, this world don't fight fair, so speak your truth like a woman aware. Don't dim your fire to keep boys calm, and don't you bow just to get along. She wasn't loud, but Lord, she was clear. Taught me how to walk without fear. Mama didn't raise no silence, didn't raise a girl to hide compliance. I got a voice and it shakes the floor, and a heart that don't fit behind closed doors. I won't sit pretty, I won't pretend to make small talk when the world won't bend. I'm every bruise that learned to rise in defiance, 'cause Mama didn't raise no silence. I wore dresses with combat boots, sang country songs with the rawest roots. They said, Speak sweet, but I shook the walls and gave them thunder wrapped in southern drawl. I've been told to smile more, girl, to play it soft in a man's made world. But I remember mama's stare saying, don't you ever act like you ain't there. Now I stand tall, loud in my grace, with every scar in its rightful place. Mama didn't raise no silence, she raised a storm with a holy guidance. I got grit in my blood and words like stone, and I'll speak out even when I stand alone. You can hush the room, you can cross your arms, but I'll still sing with battle charms. Not a whisper, girl, or a quiet signs, 'cause mama didn't raise no silence. And when I have a daughter someday, I'll teach her the same bold way, to cry with power, laugh with teeth, to write her truth in wild belief. We ain't echoes, we're the sound, we're what shakes this broken ground. No hush in a holy riot, we were born to break the quiet. Mama didn't raise no silence, she raised a bell that breaks the silence. I walk like thunder and I speak like fire, built on stories that won't expire. Let them winds, let them shake, I won't soften just to break. My song ain't for sale, it's defiance, 'cause mama didn't raise no silence.
They said, girl, those shoes don't belong out here where the mud runs deep and the work ain't clear. But I broke calves and red stilettos and changed flat tires and torn up yellows. Mama taught me how to grip a rifle and how to dance like a vinyl revival. So don't you think I'm here to impress? I wear strength in a sundress. I've been underestimated since age 9. Now I build fences while sipping wine. High heels in the dirt, that's my way. Polish on my nails, gritting what I say. I walk proud through dust and out with a kind of stride you don't figure out. I don't need a man to prove my worth, I leave prints in high heels in the dirt. They laughed when I bought the old John Deere, till I plowed a field with a can of beer. I've chased calves and Sunday dreams with eyeliner sharp and hands unclean. I don't break easy, I bend with grace, I fight with fire behind this face. So if you're asking what makes me bold, it's heels that never lose their hold. You can keep your rule book tight, I'll be over here winning my fight. High heels in the dirt, steel in my spine, red lips speak like vintage wine. Don't need no stage, don't need no crown, I run this ranch in a party gown, kicking dust where the judgment's heard, but I stay strong in high heels in the dirt. I ain't torn between tough and sweet, I'm both in every step I beat. You'll find me praying in a mess of weeds with mascara tears and planted seeds. High heels in the dirt, my kind of throne. I built this life in stilettos alone. And when they say you don't belong, I just laugh and keep moving strong. The roots I've grown, the path I've carved, all started with heels in was a Tuesday when I gave it back, slid it on the table, no looking back. You were standing there with hollow eyes and a mouth full of too many lies. We had plans, we had names for children we never met, just flames of what we thought love had to be. But you weren't built to carry me. You loved the idea, but not the girl. You wanted a house, not a whole damn world. So here's to the ring I gave back, the weight of silence, the final crack. It wasn't gold, it was a cage, wrapped in hope, dressed in rage. You never heard me when I spoke clear. You held my hand, but not my fear. So I left the dream and dropped the act with the ring I gave back. You said we can fix this, but I was done. I ain't a project or a setting sun. I gave you love, not a list of rules, but you wanted a princess, not a woman who rules. I stayed too long, I prayed too low, I tried to shrink so your pride could grow. But I found myself one morning light, I knew I'd never wear that ring right. I don't hate you, but I miss me, the girl I was before we. So here's to the ring I gave back, to the long drives and the heart I lacked. You said forever with half a grin, but I needed more than might have been. I don't want perfect, I want real, and I won't trade that for how you feel. So keep your vows and your faded track. I'm free now with the ring I gave back. If I love again, it'll be my way with full light, no role to play, no quiet woman behind a crown, no more dreams that weigh me down. Here's to the girl I had to defend, the one who rose up in the end. I found her voice in a silver band and let it slip right from my hand. So don't look for me in that past pact, I'm long gone with the ring I gave back. It starts with a sip and a midnight call, lonely heart echo in the hall. You say come over like I should, but we both know this ain't good. You wear regret like cologne and smoke, and wrap your words around the jokes. But baby, I ain't fooled tonight. That bottle shines, but not in light. You hold the glass more than my hand, and I'm not part of that one night plan. Whiskey ain't a boyfriend and neither are you. You show up sweet, but you don't stay true. You pour your pain, then spill mine too. Say I love you when the glass turns blue, but I need arms, not hollow men. So I won't kiss you through that lens. I've learned the burn, I've paid the rent. Whiskey ain't a boyfriend, and neither's your intent. Chase dreams in barroom haze, telling me later like love could wait. But hearts don't live in the bottom of glass, and I'm not one to drink the past. I tried to be soft, I tried to stay, but I'm not the girl who fades away. You want a cure, but but not the cost. I was love, you just got lost. So here's to every night I cried while you poured truth and called it pride. Whiskey ain't a boyfriend, it's a trick, a sweet disguise that turns too quick. You love the chase but fear the rest, and I won't be your second guess. I need more than burn and bend, so this time this goodbye won't pretend. I see it now, no more laments. Whiskey ain't a boyfriend, it never made a dent. Call me cold, call me done, but I won't lose to bottle or gun. You're not broken, you just hide behind every shot and wounded pride. Whiskey ain't a boyfriend and I won't stay for half-spoken hearts and pouring gray. You'll miss me most when you dry and clear, but I'll be gone and nowhere near. And no more calls at 2 a.m. This girl's done saving broken men. I'm not a fix, I'm not content, 'cause whiskey ain't love, and I won't relent. Sunday morning, white lace and braid. Mama said be still and well behaved, but I was dreaming of back road turns where the holy fades and the wild returns. I learned young how to fake that smile, folded hands and lips in denial, but under the pews and polished grace was a girl with wind still in her face. They wanted quiet, they wanted pure, but my truth lived past the chapel door. Church closed and wild nights, lips with prayers and lips that fight. I ain't a saint, I ain't all wrong, I just don't fit in their quiet songs. Heels on wood and dirt on skin, I keep it sacred where it begins. Don't need salvation wrapped in white, I'm made of church clothes and wild nights. I kissed a boy with calloused hands behind the barn in borrowed land. I lit a smoke in a wedding dress just to feel the thrill of that first yes. I prayed alone, I sang too loud, I broke the rules they read out proud, but grace still found me in my skin, even when the night pulled me back in. They say I wander, say I stray, but my faith just walks a wilder way. Church closed and wild nights, candles low and stars inside. I don't need pews to feel the fire, it burns in love and hard desire. I'm the hymn they tried to tame, but the rhythm never knew my name. Still I shine in my own light, dressed in church clothes and wild nights. You can kneel in dirt and still be saved. You can kiss with soul and still be brave. I ain't torn, I'm not confused, I'm both the storm and the gospel blues. Church clothes and wild nights, a rebel soul in holy fights. I'll pray in boots, I'll love in sin, and still find peace within myself. She packed her life in the dark of dawn, wrote one line and then was gone. He was snoring soft in the TV's glow, while her soul screamed it was time to go. She left her boots by the old screen door, the ones he bought but never wore. Took the keys to her mama's car and didn't stop till she passed the stars. He'll wake to coffee, cold and black, and realize love don't always come back. She left while he slept, no goodbye kiss, no warning left, just the echo of the things he missed. Like every time he dismissed her gift, she waited long, then chose her breath. She found her voice, and she quietly left. There were years of trying, years of ache, smiles that cracked and vows that break. He saw her there but didn't see the storm beneath that sweet routine. She learned to cry without a sound, to dress the wound and hold it down. But even soft hearts wear through, and love feels more like being used. She wasn't loud, but she was done, and she don't need a loaded gun. She left while he slept, left the lies that he never kept. No fight, no scene, no slam of doors, just the hush of heels across their floor. He'll chase the ghost of what he wept, but she's long gone. She left while he slept, and now she rides the road she feared. With every mile her past disappears, no longer shrinking, no more shame. She walks in fire, not his. She left while he slept, took back the years she had quietly wept. Freedom whispered soft and low, girl, it's time to finally go. So when he asks where love has crept, tell him she left while he slept. You thought I'd crumble, thought I'd plead, thought I'd chase down what I don't need. But I ain't the one who breaks to bend, and I sure ain't calling you again. I cried once, that's all you get. Then I wiped my eyes and lit a cigarette. You played your games with half the truth, but baby, I was always bulletproof. I ain't sugar, I ain't soft, I've been burning bridges, you got lost. Girls like me don't beg, don't crawl, we don't sit waiting by no call. We leave when silence speaks too loud, and walk away without looking down. We don't dim our light to please the crowd, and we don't beg boys who ain't proud. I gave you real, you gave me vague, but girls like me, we don't beg. You'll find my jacket in your truck, the one I wore when we ran out of luck. But don't mistake that for a sign, it's just dead weight I left behind. I ain't bitter, just finally done with loving fools who fear the sun. but by then I'll be long gone, singing strength into my dawn. Girls like me don't beg, don't chase, we don't wait around for second place. We kiss like fire and walk like grace, and never lose to love misplaced. So if you're searching, save your breath. Girls like me choose self instead. I ain't the tear, I'm the leg. And girls like me, we don't beg. He wore the same boots since '95. Talked slow, kept dreams on the side. Had a smile that never reached his eyes, and hands that trembled when they lied. I met him young, I stayed too long. Thought maybe I could make him strong, but loving someone made of stone will always leave you cold and alone. He didn't hurt, but he didn't try. Just let the years and hope go dry. The man who stood still, that's who he was. Never changed, never chased, never fought for us. He watched the fire fade to gray and let me drift, then walked away. He didn't cheat, didn't kill, but he broke me still. The man who stood still. He said he loved me but never proved. Kept his hands in pockets that never moved. He feared the weight of my wildfire, so he caged my spark and called it desire. I cooked the meals, I wore the grace, but never saw light in his face. He wanted safe, I wanted skies, but he just blinked when I said goodbye. I'd rather fight than fate unknown, but he just sat while I outgrew home. The man who stood still, still wears my name like a badge that he never tried to claim. He didn't yell, he didn't run, but silence cuts more than a loaded gun. And love don't grow where fear won't fill. He chose the quiet, the man who stood still. And now I'm gone and he's still there on that porch with the vacant stare. He lost me slow and never knew that standing still can leave you too. The man who stood still, still haunts my song with all the right words said too wrong. He held the frame but dropped the glass, let all our good days turn to past. I loved him deep, I always will, but I had to leave. The man who stood still. Touched my hand like it never slipped, like the past was just an old manuscript. You kissed my lips like time stood still and forgave the years I had to heal. I came back bruised but not ashamed, carried storms with someone else's name. But you saw me, not the weight I wore. You saw the soul I buried before. You didn't ask for an explanation, explanation. Just open the door without hesitation. Love me like I never left, like I never lost my breath. Hold me like I'm brand new gold, not someone trying to fit the mold. You don't dig through what I regret. You just love me like I never left. You never said what happened then, just traced my scars and said amen. You lit a fire that didn't blind, but warmed the parts I'd left behind. I built up walls too high to scale, wrapped my truth in a heavy veil. But you walked in and didn't pry. You just whispered stay and let me cry. You taught me peace don't come through shame, and home is more than just a name. Love me like I never left, like my silence ain't a test. You don't ask me to erase what shaped the tears upon my face. You hold me close without regret, and love me like I never left. Perfect and I won't be, but you see the fighter inside of me, and somehow you hold my wild heart without breaking it apart. Love me like I never left, like I never had a second guess. You kiss me soft and pull me near and make the past disappear. It's more than grace, it's love well spent. Like I never left.
Ain't been to church in over a year, but I talk to God when the road is clear. Headlights glow on gravel bends, and the sky feels closer than it did back then. I light a cigarette and roll down the glass, let the silence speak about the past. No pulpit here, no choir rise, just engine hums and tear-wiped eyes. Some folks kneel on wooden floors. I hit the gas and pray for more. Back road prayers, that's how I heal. With a wheel in hand and wounds I feel. No stained glass, just open space and mercy falling on my face. I don't need robes or golden chairs, just dirt beneath and back road prayers. Said I'm sorry past the pines, to ghosts I left in younger times. Told the moon what I couldn't say, to people who just walked away. I've shouted hope into the night, when all I had was half a light. And somehow grace met me there, between between a curve and a midnight stare. They say redemption's in the pew, but I found mine in what I knew. Back road prayers with the windows down, the stars above and wheels unbound. I cried to gravel, laughed to wind, and made my peace where doubts begin. You might not find me in their lairs, but I'm still heard in back road prayers. Sometimes the sacred ain't pristine, it's messy, loud, and in between. But heaven don't care how it sounds, it meets you where your soul breaks down. Back road prayers, I send them still, on lonesome nights through silent hills. There's holy ground in every mile where sorrow fades and truth runs wild. If you ever feel lost, meet me there, where hearts confess in back road prayers.
Put that slow song on from Friday night. You ain't here, but I don't mind. I'm not the woman I was last time. Used to beg for company in bed. Now I pour red wine and raise my head. I dress in silk just for me and dance barefoot like I'm finally free. said I'd wait like all the rest. You thought your silence was some kind of test, but baby, I ain't that soft-spoken flame. I'm the wildfire you couldn't tame. I cried one night, then dried my face, took all your things and cleaned my space. Came back late with that old grin, but I already knew where not to begin. You left thinking I'd stay stuck, but I found gold inside the mud. That girl you left is gone. She don't sit still, she don't play along. She found her edge, she found her song. She don't dress painted pretty and calm. She's on a plane, she's moving on. That girl you left is long, long gone. She used to wait for doors to close, now she walks through fire with heels and pros. She used to beg for half your time, now she don't answer your midnight lines. She reads her book, sleeps in peace, pours her coffee with no please. She learned that love without respect ain't love, it's a life to forget. So when you think she's missing you, know she bloomed the moment you withdrew. That girl you left is gone. She don't wait quiet or linger long. She sings in rain, she talks in sun. She found a world where fear weighs none. You lost the heart that made you strong, and that girl you left is gone. Don't send no flowers, don't send no calls. She's built a castle from your falls, and in her smile you'll see the proof that walking away can birth the truth. That girl you left is gone. She turned her wounds to a victory song. You don't get back what you let fall. You don't deserve her eyes at all. So tell yourself you did no wrong, but know this, that girl you left is gone. You smell like campfires and second chances, whiskey breath and slow, slow dances. Wore a leather jacket full of tears, like it soaked up too many years. He leaned on walls like he leaned on love, always halfway in and just enough. He told me dreams don't last too long, but sang to me like every word was strong. I should've known by the look in his eyes that every kiss came with a goodbye. Smoke on his jacket, lies on his lips, a heart that wandered, hands that slipped. He held me close like he meant to stay, then faded out like the end of day. He never promised, never swore, just left his scent on my bedroom door. Now every night I still detect that smoke on his jacket, and my regret. He played guitar with fingers warm, it made me feel like I was reborn. But you can't hold wind or wild men, and broken hearts don't stitch again. I kept his shirt for far too long, thought his ghost might come back strong. But memories age like cigarettes, they linger but they bring regrets. And when the wind toward the pines, I smelled the truth he left behind. Smoke on his jacket and dreams in flame. We never made it, but I loved him same. He touched my soul, then disappeared, left his shadow in the mirror smear. He didn't stay, but he sure left wreck, with smoke on his jacket and no way back. Now when I love away, the charm can vanish with midnight air. But part of me still hopes to see that smoke return, even if briefly. Smoke on his jacket, truth on delay. He never said why he couldn't stay, but I still hum our final song, like a love too wild to last too long. He didn't break me, but he left a speck of smoke on his jacket that I can't forget. She found the truck where they used to sit, covered in time and rusted a bit. That old dashboard still held the crack where he pounded it once, but never came back. She wiped a space with her old flannel sleeve, like trying to breathe through what we believe. And with her finger, soft as trust, she wrote his name in the dashboard dust. It wasn't rage, it wasn't pain, just memory dancing in the rain. She wrote his name in dust, not stone. No vows to break, no heavy tone. Just one more way to say goodbye to the man she let drift with the sky. No fire left, no blame, no fuss, just truth in script, written in dust. They loved young, they fell hard, but timing's cruel and life's a card. And he chased dreams with distant eyes, and she stayed home, learning to rise. There were letters once, there were plans, but seasons steal from open hands. Now all that's left are echoes and rust. So she wrote his name in dashboard dust. She smiled like only a woman could, who's made her peace, who's faced the cost, and found herself in what she lost. She wrote his name in dust, not shame, not for him, but to reclaim her name. No more waiting by the road, no more carrying what corroded. She drove off soft, calm and just, leaving only his name in dust.
I used to flinch at kind goodbyes, brace for pain behind soft eyes. I built my house with caution tape and dressed my heart in escape. Every I love you felt like war, like a knock I couldn't answer for. But time will sand the sharpest stone and teach a girl to stand alone. Then you walked in, no flash, no game, just peace wrapped up in a quiet name. Love don't scare me no more. I've faced the flames and slammed the door. I've kissed the dark, I've grieved the light. I've danced alone on stormy nights. But now I rise without that fear and let love come when it draws near. You're not the rescue I waited for, but love don't scare me no more. You didn't push, you didn't pull, you left the silence beautiful. You let me breathe and take my space, and showed me kindness has its pace. I learned to rest in your embrace, not race towards some empty place. You held my flaws like sacred ground, and never asked me to shrink down. Now every step feels like a song, and I no longer think love means wrong. Love don't scare me no more. I've cried through rooms and locked old doors, but now I feel what I used to fake. And I don't run when my heart aches. I know the risk, I know the score, but love don't scare me no more. If I fall, I'll rise again, and if I break, I'll still begin. 'Cause loving strong don't mean I'm weak, it means I found the truth I seek. Love don't scare me no more, not when it's honest to the core. I'm not afraid of what might end when I've learned to start with me again. So take my hand, not as before, but now that love don't scare me no more. I saw a girl walk past tonight with a look I used to own just right. Hair undone, but full of grace, hope still dancing on her face. She held her laugh like it was truth, sipping freedom in her youth. And for a moment I froze in time, 'cause her name was once mine. Before I learned what loss can steal, before I traded wings for heels, her name was mine once, wild and bold. Before the world taught me to fold, she don't know what pain can do, or how a heart forgets what's true. But I remember that clear shine. Yeah, her name was once mine. She said hello and I just smiled, like seeing a version of me unfiled. I wanted to warn her, wanted to speak, but who am I to cage the free? So I just watched her drift and glow, like starlight I used to know, and whispered soft inside my spine, girl, don't lose the name that's mine. I walked away but looked back twice, and let her carry my own light. Her name was mine once, fierce and true. Before I broke and built anew, before I learned to guard my laugh, and love in shadows, not in half. She walks in dreams, untouched by time. Her name was once mine. Maybe I'm older, maybe I'm worn, but something inside me still feels born. She lit a match, I thought it died. Now part of me stands by her side. Her name was mine once, and still could be, if I let her live again through me. If I remember the light she gave, and dig my fire from its grave. So tonight I drank to both designs, to her name, and still to mine.
She was planted in a house that never grew, where silence screamed and no one knew. She learned to speak between closed doors and tiptoe hope across cracked floors. They told her wait, they told her stay, that girls like her don't carve their way. But she kept seeds inside her pain and turned her wounds into terrain. Now watch her rise through concrete skin, like roses pushing through the sin. She blooms anyway, through storms, through drought, with roots that don't need talking about. She ain't the kind to wait for spring. She finds the light in everything. They tried to bend her, tried to lay, but still she stands. She blooms anyway. Like she owns her name, tends to others when she can, but never shrinks to fit a man. She waters love with her own hands, knows her worth without demands, and every time they call her strong, she smiles, but knows she's been all along. You don't see the night she cried, or the roots she laid when hope just died. She blooms anyway, in dust and fire, not waiting on no one's desire. She ain't fragile, she ain't cold, she's a story in marigold. She found her voice, she found her way, and come what will, she blooms anyway. spoke in color every day. You can't stop the sun when it wants to stay, and she is the sun. She blooms anyway.
She walks into the bar like it's home, even when she's drinking alone. Knows the chords to every song, but sings the quiet, sings it strong. Her boots are scuffed, her dress is plain, but she moves like she's kissed by rain. The kind of woman you can't define. She draws her lines and walks that line. And if you ask where she fits in, she'll say, where I breathe is where I begin. She's where she belongs, not one step late, not a second lost in someone's fate. She ain't the type to play the part. She walks the earth with her whole heart. You don't place her, she places songs and sings them loud where she belongs. She makes her coffee slow and black, talks to ghosts that don't talk back, writes her truth in denim ink, and paints the world with what she thinks. She don't owe nobody peace, but gives it freely when she's at ease. She don't ask to be understood, but stands in silence like thunder should. So if you wonder what makes her stay, it's that her soul ain't up for trade. She's where she belongs, wild and wise, under streetlight dreams and midnight skies. She found her place, she made it hers, without applause, without slurs. She don't need maps, she don't need thrones. She lives full where she belongs. Just won't shrink. She builds a world in how she thinks. And if you join, then join with care, 'cause not all light is meant to share. She's where she belongs, right here, right now, without a script, without a vow. She moves with roots, she breathes in song, and knows her power all along. You don't decide, she just becomes and rises bold where she belongs.
Space for laughing too loud or claiming her place. She don't flinch when they look away. She just rides on, come what may. She's been called too much, too proud, too honest when the room stayed loud. But she learned young that hush don't save, and silence don't feed the brave. She's walked through fire without a script, and found her name where chains once gripped. She rides without apology, no filter on her legacy. No need to beg, no need to shrink. She drinks her truth in every drink. She's not a face, she's not a plea. She rides full force, unapologetically. Let 'em talk, let 'em see. sleep. They tried to